The McElroy brothers are not experts, and their advice should never be followed. Travis insists he's a sexpert, but if there's a degree on his wall, I haven't seen it. Also, this show isn't for kids, which I mention only so the babies out there will know how cool they are for listening. What's up, you cool baby?
It's familiar, but not too familiar, but not too not familiar. It's a new craze, and the girls here wanted to say, hey, I wanna, to say, hey, I wanna.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to My Brother, and Me, an advice show for the modern era. I'm your oldest brother, Justin Telon McElroy.
I am your babyest brother, Travis Patrick McElroy.
And I'm your Uncle Dane.
Uncle Dane, welcome to the show for your... Wow, is this your 300th episode with us?
It's my 300th episode, and my brother's children, I'm so happy to be here with both of you today in the studio space. Such an exciting place to be with you, my nephews.
So I guess everybody was able to celebrate today, the brief time at which our son was uncovered. Happened around 2:00 my time. We got to just see sunlight for once every 100 years.
Now,
it was amazing.
I missed it because a bunch of mean school kids locked me in a closet.
Oh, the worst.
Yeah, it was a real fart in the face. But 2024...
Those kids at Bradbury High are so fucking
They're such
cold.
ding-dongs. But anyway, did you all...
And you're a teacher there, Uncle Dane. You shouldn't let the kids treat you like that.
I know, but my body's so small. So I heard a thing on news that said that it's when the sun came out, there was a weird sort of radio interference, and everybody pretty much across the world was hearing what they call podcasts, and which sounds like our data orbs. You know how we like project the show out on a data orb. We were receiving a lot of podcasts, and they suggested, like, I heard like this thing called Radio Lab, and then this one podcast called Cereal, but not like the food stuff. And they suggested that ours might also be projected out through the sun, using the sun as some sort of weird conduit.
Did President Jerry O'Connell make a statement about this? Did he have anything to say about it? He's our go-to science expert.
Yeah, he did a lot of Sliders references, and I thought that might be a fun vein for us to tap into as well.
I thought it was a little bit weird that he used Twogger to just put it out there. I like that broken up into, I guess it was about 38 twogs. It's weird that he's not taking to a stage or something more formal.
Yeah,
rather using social media.
Frankly, it's weird seeing anybody use Twogger for anything other than just like complimenting each other and being like really, really nice to each other, which is of course in this world. And I don't know why I said in this world, but in this world, just sort of the way that everyone uses Twogger.
How did you guys?
To be fair, though, President O'Connell has never been a traditional after he broke the country up into 8 different countries, like at that point, using Twogger to make announcements isn't really that big a deal if you think about it.
So, boys, the question on everybody's mind is, how did you spend the sun period?
Locked in a closet by bully children. I literally just said
I
it.
know. Okay, obviously Uncle Dane is on one of his cantankerous rants. Dane's drops that he does. His
Dane's
segment.
Veins.
Listen,
Dane's
I'll be the first one to go against the grain here. Against sort of
Dane's
the culture,
grains.
against one. This is one of Dane's grains where I'm going against it and sort of rubbing up against sort of, because I know everybody's always saying how great millennials are. I'll be the first one to say that I think there's some issues here. I'll be the first one to highlight those.
Whoa!
Yeah.
From downtown Dane.
That's so like I can't even get on board with you, Dane, because, like, think about all the things that millennials have saved. They've saved the napkin industry. They've saved the housing industry. They've saved the magazine industry. They've saved everything. Like,
this might be a weird thing to say, because we're literally just like saying things that happened today on this, like, very special day where the sun came out. But and we're just saying the truth, right? But for some reason I feel this thing in my gut where like this bit isn't working, and which is weird because we're just saying the truth. Like we're just literally talking about what our day was like.
Wait, but did you guys see Better Off Ted last night?
Oh yeah. Every season gets better and better and better.
Better and better. And they've been going for so many seasons.
And you would think up against Firefly, they'd never be able to stay on the air. But like the two of them work together. Really, that's the thing. Interestingly, I love the crossover episodes between Better Off Ted and Firefly.
Right.
And like
years,
I remember the first time they did a crossover episode, I think it was like the first of like 20 at this point, and it was like, what? This is ridiculous. But once you like explain the matter transference technology that they had developed, like I was like, oh yeah, okay, totally get it.
All right, listen, we've talked about banal things that are very commonplace for us.
Oh, we haven't.
Enough.
I feel like we didn't really hit on an intro topic though. Should we do like a watch? We could talk about the Pushing Daisies movie that's coming out.
Yeah, we're all very excited about that.
Travis, all of our intro bits have always been so great every time.
Yeah.
That it seems like one clunker is not really going to upset the orange cart. I would say.
I would love to talk to you all about this new tentacle moistener I've been using for my tentacles.
I actually I kind of like my tentacles scaly and dry, frankly, but different strokes.
My friend and I were hanging out one day, and I asked her for the time. She said, "Oh, it's almost 7 in the afternoon." I was confused and said, "Oh, you mean 7 in the evening?" She said, "No, it's 7 in the afternoon." She even said that her friends also call it 7 in the afternoon, and prove that after 7 p.m., it's technically always afternoon.
Well, after 12 p.m. is what the question
says. After 12
says.
p.m., it's technically always afternoon until 12 a.m. Am I in the wrong, or is she? That's from Stuck in Time in California. Now, this is very interesting because for me, without the sun, it becomes very hard. I don't put a lot of value in
We're playing Calvin Ball.
This one.
There's something wrong with our categorization of time chunks because it goes morning, and that can go from fucking 12:01 a.m. to like 11:59 a.m. That's literally half the day. And then it's noon for 1 minute. And then I guess it's afternoon until like what, 5, and then it's evening, and then it's night. And it's not efficient. It's not efficient enough, I don't think.
There are some periods I would argue that 12 a.m. is not morning. That is not morning. Like, that is not the morning. The morning is, I would argue, at 5 a.m. Now, if you talk about like 3 to 5, that period, I think, could go either way. If you're still up, it's the evening. But if you have like a really early gig, it's the morning. So that's very confusing, too.
I think what we need to do is we need to start designating that time as like a zero, like, that is a nothing time. That is a time during which nothing should occur. 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. should be left blank.
Shouldn't exist.
That is like, if you see that, there's an episode of a Twilight Zone where they somehow got out of time and they could see the people building the next minute. That's what 3 to 5 a.m. is. 3 to 5 a.m. is the time at which nature reverts back to nothing to build the new day. You shouldn't be there.
Have you ever noticed at 3 a.m. to 5 a.m., if you see like a raccoon or a deer, they give you this look like, can we not?
Yeah, this is ours.
Can we just, right now, can we have a second, please?
Let me hit you with this. Breakfast time, lunchtime, dinner time, sleep time. Those are the new categorizations.
I just wish that science would have broken time down by now into like smaller chunks, like 24 chunks that you could much clearer say the time rather than just having to say afternoon or even. Like, if only we had some sort of system that everybody pretty much universally understood that we could use that was very specific. And even within maybe those chunks, you had even smaller chunks that allowed us to know what time it is.
We do have those.
We do have those, and they did say it in the question, and so I'm confused. Like,
no, I know that was sorry, that was not an alternate joke. That was sarcasm. That was
See, I got confused because I thought it was an alternate. And I don't know why we say alternate because it's our truth or reality.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm developing.
I think we've edited the past 2 minutes out anyway, so I think that we're fine.
Yeah,
I've been developing a new skill set called sarcasm. It's never been used before. I've just developed it.
Sounds really funny.
That was great.
How about a Yahoo?
Do you know how everyone here is sincere all the time and like just says what they mean and is very direct?
What do you mean by here? That's confusing to me.
Yeah.
Here, like, you know how everybody says what they mean all the time? What if they didn't? I call it lying.
Here's a Yahoo from the really successful and widely respected Yahoo Answers service. Sent in by a few people. First one to send it in, I think, was Aaron Palmer. Thank you, Aaron. It's from Yahoo Answers user Bill, who asks, could the police still arrest me if I had plans to get a pizza delivered to me? If the police show up at my door and arrest me for a crime I did, but at the same time, I was waiting for a pizza that I ordered that didn't come yet, what will happen? What if I tell the police that I need to wait for my pizza to be delivered, and if I had plans for someone to come over? Would the police still be able to wait for me before arresting me? What if I really need time to do something important on the day I am getting arrested?
Anytime you've ever seen someone run from the cops, they're usually running to pizza.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They have got a pizza in the oven. They don't want their perfect Pizza Hut record. You know how Pizza Hut keeps a record of everybody, whether or not they come to get their pizzas. And it's like they have the streak board up.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you know, Justin has picked up his pizza when he said he was going to every single time for the past like 20 visits. You just don't want to lose your pizza streak, so you're running to go get the pizza.
Everyone knows.
Not necessarily away from the cops.
Sir, you are under arrest. No, I'm sorry. My boy Dylan's coming over. Just ordered a pizza. We were going to play Mortal Kombat.
Sounds like a chill hang, sir.
Sorry, we didn't realize. We'll just come back tomorrow?
You have the right to have a chill hang and play with Sub-Zero and Scorpion and all their friends. Everyone knows if you are standing on a pizza, you have personal pan-diplomatic immunity, and that's just straight up. That's just straight up. And because, like, first of all, you have to ruin a pizza to do it, or at least 2 footprint-shaped parts of the pizza are going to be no good. After that, you could eat around the footfalls. But yeah, if you're standing on a pizza, you're untouchable. Can't do it. Can't do it. That's in the Constitution. That's
why the New York police were never able to arrest the Ninja Turtles. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They always tried to. They're like, oh, we have to get these vigilantes. Oh,
hey,
damn it.
Hey, they did do a lot of vigilante justice and probably ran afoul of some statutes. Could they arrest the Turtles even without their personal pan-diplomatic immunity? Could cops, first of all, they'd need big wrist cuffs. Big handcuffs, as some people call them. They would need big wrist cuffs to get around their big, meaty wrists and hands and palms and stuff. But
they would also have to be very fast, Griffin, because you go for the wrist and they're inside the shell. You know what I mean? Like, get those arms back out here.
In a recent live show, we talked about my realization that you cannot arrest a dog for a crime, and therefore furries are just running griffs 24/7, right? I think the Turtles are on a very similar vein, because it's like, you have the right to... Wait, that's a turtle. Jerry, we can't arrest a fucking turtle. What are we talking about here?
What will we put on the paperwork?
Gorillas are so smart. And the thing we got to be careful about when we're teaching them sign language, which I love and is adorable. I loved watching that gorilla sign about how sad it was that its cat died.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys have it.
So good.
It's classic. How tripped out would you be if one time, like, you were signing with the gorilla and just going over the basics of human society, and the gorilla was like, so can I get arrested for stuff? And the person signed, no, I guess not, you're a gorilla. And the gorilla's like, I'll be right back.
Peace.
And because you can't arrest a gorilla. It's ridiculous. But
Big Turtle gets arrested for nunchuck crimes. Maybe they go to zoo.
Okay. All right. Well, that is more. Yeah.
I think zoo is animal jail. Maybe I'm just still working on this because nah. Can police still arrest me if I had plans to get a pizza delivered to me? Hands up. Here's my badge. I'm showing you my badge to let you know. And it's like, okay, here's my Domino's pizza tracker. Fucking chill for a minute. Can you chill for a minute?
That's the trick, Griffin. You can do this, but to pull this off, you have to time it so that you call for the pizza, then commit the crime. Like, you can't commit the crime first because
Double jeopardy.
Yeah, because then clearly, like, no, we get to arrest you first. You didn't have, but if the pizza was already, like, in the works and then you committed the crime, you can't be arrested till the pizza consumption is complete.
And that's how you get them, because they're like, all right, your pizza's here, fucking yummy down, and let's go to the pokey. And you're like, okay. Little bite. Ooh, it's so hot. Ooh, gotta blow on the cheese. Gotta blow on the cheese. All of a sudden, you're at your fucking, your daughter's wedding, and you're still holding the slice with a detective right behind you, and you're still blowing on that cheese and that old stinky pizza.
And then the detective's like, oh, you're done. And you're like, oh, no, still got the crust. Dip, 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 dip.
The Domino's Pizza Tractor used to say who was making your pizza. And for a period of about 3 years, back when this service first debuted, every time we got Domino's, and I was younger then, so it was a lot of times, every time we got Domino's, it was made by Daniel.
Pizza Daniel.
Pizza Daniel. Thank you. Yes, Pizza Daniel. And we got pretty obsessed with the idea that this guy Daniel is working there all the time and making all the pizzas pretty much. And then recently, like fairly recently, I got a Domino's pizza order, and knock, 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 open the door. Who is it delivering the pizza but a man named Daniel?
How did you get that data? How did you? Hi, here's your pizza. Cool. What's your name, partner?
He had a name tag on.
Okay.
What are you talking about? Yeah, he had a name tag on, and I was so sort of like, I couldn't tell if it had been a promotion or a demotion. It doesn't seem like a good resource to take him out the oven, right? Like, but maybe riding the oven is like being a desk jockey for cops. Like, you're not really in the field unless you're getting out there slinging crust.
Daniel,
the pizza beat.
Daniel, you're so good at delivering pizza. You got to hear so fast. Why haven't you been doing this the whole time? I shot a kid. Okay. First of all, like, what, you shouldn't be allowed to be in public. You should be in zoo, I think, because you did a really bad job. I don't think that the pizza delivery people, this isn't fucking Snow Crash. You shouldn't have a fucking samurai sword. What are you talking about, Pizza Daniel?
I'm a junior in college, and recently, while in a math class, I was talking with some fellow students about some political news.
Mistake.
This is when things get real wild. The girl sitting a few desks over turned to us and said, "No spoilers. I haven't watched the news yet."
Oh, man.
After recovering from uncontrollable laughter, I tried explaining to her that there aren't spoilers in real-world events. All evidence to the contrary, I will say. A lot of spoilers out there. But she said she would just put in headphones until class started so we could continue talking, and she could still be surprised by the news later that day. Am I good? Is she good? Have I been having the wrong attitude towards news all my life? Or should I try to explain to this person that discussing actual political events doesn't qualify as a spoiler? Please help. That's from Politically Perplexed in the Pacific Northwest. I do not know what's wilder. That this person thinks that people can spoil the news for her before she watches it, or that she willingly sits down and says, "I'm going to ingest some news now. The news has got to fucking find me. The news has got to track
news.
News. You got me again, news.
This person's
all news.
This person's a sentient Portlandia sketch, I think. This is like, there's no such thing as news spoilers. If somebody is talking about current events near you and you hear it and receive it, it's just more news.
That's news.
That's what news is.
I would like to acknowledge and then move away from the possibility that this person just didn't want to hear you talk about politics. And this was like their out of like, well,
yeah, we need to always
I'll put on skip over that.
We always need to be cognizant of the fact that somebody might just be very funny.
Let me tell you why you are both wrong.
Oh.
And I'm going to connect it very simply. You wouldn't find this weird if this was a big sports game.
No, but I'm not affected in any way.
That's a real life event, Griffin. If there's a real life event that people don't want spoiled for them, That's only 2 steps away from a new bill getting signed.
Yeah, but I mean, if I'm not affected by like the Buffalo Bills scored a cool touchdown as much as I am by the fact that fucking Steve Bannon unzipped his skin suit and revealed he was a fucking toilet literally the whole time, a toilet with arms and legs.
Now
like,
that actually did happen, Griffin, and we didn't really delve into that.
Yeah, that was
in the
weird.
introduction.
Yeah,
that was strange.
Can you arrest a toilet?
I think this person is just very funny. I think this was a very funny joke, right? This seems like this seems like a person you should probably try to hang with.
Especially if you are being literal about your uncontrollable laughter. If you laughed uncontrollably in this person's face and they still continued to be like, well, better put my headphones in so I don't find out about what happened this morning on CNN. Like, that's a very funny person, I think.
Yeah.
How about another Yahoo?
Hit me.
This one was sent in by Nick Potter. Thank Nick. It's Yahoo Answers.
Thank Nick.
Yeah. It's from Yahoo Answers user Oscar Smith. And Oscar Smith says, my neighbor is cooking some pancakes next door. The aroma is overwhelmingly wonderful. Would it be rude to knock on her door and ask her for one?
Okay, first I want to acknowledge something, and that is the sheer bravery of using what is potentially your real name as your either that or you're so clever that you have used a nom de plume that sounds like a real name.
A nom de pancake.
These are amazing. There was actually recently, I saw a commercial on the Hulu that was like the Pancake Sundays, how apartment 4B makes friends. And it's just like someone putting flyers up in their apartment building, like, stop on by our apartment for pancakes.
No chance.
On Sunday. No, that's a trap.
No way. Yeah, that's a trap. It's literally the most perfect bait for me. Like, literally, if I smell pancakes and I waft along that stink line through the air, you know at the end of it, there's going to be a fucking cage held up with a stick. I'm going to knock down the stick, and all of a sudden I'm in zoo. And I don't want that.
There's a moment in this commercial in which an adorable little girl carries a plate of pancakes, sits them on a welcome mat of an apartment of a man who has not attended Pancake Sunday yet. And that is what pushes him over the edge to go attend. If I opened my door to find an uncovered, unwrapped, completely unsealed plate of pancakes, I'd call
ground.
the cops.
Yeah,
I'd call the police.
Yeah.
I'm the victim of something, and I need you to get down here and help me
This is an unspecified threat.
We've talked about neighbor anxiety for a while. I kind of know my neighbors, but the chasm between where I'm at vis-a-vis my relationship with my neighbors, where it's basically a rear window situation where, like, one of my neighbors had like 3 U-Haul trucks parked outside, and then the next day the U-Haul trucks were gone, but they didn't move. And I'm like, what happened? I have to know fucking everything. The chasm between where I'm at now, rear window style, to knock, 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 let me get one of those good flapjacks I'm sniffing, is so wide that I cannot believe that me and this person are like members of the same society, that we are the same like species. It is wild to me.
I would actually be very relieved if this happened to me. I would never take the initiative to go ask for flapjacks, but if someone did open up the door and say, well, let's hope they didn't open up my door. Let's say they knocked.
You want the flapjacks?
Flapjacks!
Oh, God.
It's me, Flapjack Nickelsack. I'm going door to door asking people for flapjacks. So if Flapjack Nickelsack knocked on my door and was like, hey, you got pancakes? Because I would love to get into one of those bad boys. I would actually I don't think I've ever made exactly the right number of pancakes.
That's
like
fair.
You always have a couple of crusty boys that sit out on the plate, and then you maybe around 2 p.m, you're like, well, you're still here, huh? Let's see what you got. And then you're like, this is a mistake, and I'll throw these away.
Everybody loves room temperature cold pancake.
But Mom used to make the kind that had like apples and cinnamon in them, and those were extremely edible.
Those got a good, and they got a good and powerful stink to them, and you're going to smell those and need them. I need these.
The problem that I would have if someone did this would be this. I would say, okay, yeah, no problem. I'll go get some pancakes for you. And then I would think like, okay, so do I put them in a Ziploc bag, or do I wrap them in a paper towel, or should I syrup
toss them loose in a grocery bag.
Should I syrup them on a paper plate, and then do I have to give them paper? If I give them like glass and plate and silverware, are they going to stand on my porch and eat them? Like what? I would be paralyzed. They would have to come in, and I would just say like, I'm going to lock myself in the closet.
Yeah.
Take whatever
my
need.
fucking plasma screen, my laptop. Just do whatever you need.
I think what everyone should start doing is much like if you're going to throw a big loud party and you like go around to your neighbors and you're like, hey, I'm going to have a big loud party. Feel free to stop by. If we get too loud, please give me a call before you call. I think you should do that with everything. Like, hey, I'm going to make some pancakes. Feel free to stop by. If it smells too loud, please don't call the police. And like, hey, I'm going to be playing some Overwatch. You'll hear me yelling because I got fucking frozen again.
Yeah.
And please don't call the police about my freezing. But if you want to come over and you want to do some like LAN, that's fine.
What if there's an alternate reality to our own where somebody knocks on their door and is like, can you please turn down the smell of those pancakes? My family and I are just trying to watch our Veggie Tales, and we're having a really hard time doing so because just the stink is just so
My
powerful.
cheat day is tomorrow, and you're killing me. I have a true life neighbor anxiety tale, a horrifying true story, if you guys want to hear it. This week.
We've never talked about our anxieties before on this show, so it'd be nice to
finally.
this
will be an exciting new segment, maybe.
My neighbor who lives across the street is a very pleasant older woman who seems to always be on her porch smoking. She comes over and knocks on the door at 8 p.m. a few nights ago and says that her phone has stopped working because she shares it with her family, and she needs to make a call to Nate to ask him to recharge her Boost mobile phone. This is exactly how she puts it to me, by the way. And here is where it gets terrifying. I say, sure, fine, that's no problem. But my daughter has just gone to sleep, and the front door is about 4 feet from her bedroom. So if I hand this woman my phone and close the door, then she will have to take some baby waking action to alert me that her audio transaction with Nate and the refilling of the Boost has taken place. So I... without even thinking, I hand her my phone and then realize I am trapped on the front porch, standing here while this woman talks to Nate and tries to explain the Boost mobile situation. And she is repeatedly telling Nate that it's telling her she needs to find a place to charge her Boost mobile phone and download this app that tells her where the Boost mobile hotspots are to recharge the phone. And this is all far, far beyond this blessed woman's capabilities, technologically speaking. This is all Greek to her, and I'm just standing here for the whole conversation while she talks to Nate, and it went on so long, and I was like sitting there trying to think like, what do people do? What do people do when they just stand in a place and listen to a conversation? What have I ever done? I've never done this before. I should get on my, oh God, she has my phone.
Yeah.
I can't even look at my phone. I started like looking at the plants.
Yeah, you started, I was about to say you started gardening.
I did. I started like, these are these have some holes.
I'm a gardener now. I'm so uncomfortable that I became a gardener.
I take care of these plants. This got so bad, guys, that I actually like opened the door and grabbed the first thing that I could reach because I didn't want to risk her ending the conversation and yelling because she doesn't give a shit. She'll wake a baby up. And I grabbed the first thing I could, which was one of Sydney's medical journals.
Oh my God, Justin.
I just stood there on the porch perusing like cool new rations that people have just found out about while this woman tries to explain the situation to Nate. And eventually she thanked me profusely and went back to her home. But it was probably the most terrifying 2.5 minutes of my life.
This Nate sounds like a real techno wizard. I would love to get him over here to look at my printer. It's been acting up lately. And my computer.
Your new printer?
Yeah, I can't download any pictures of my nieces and nephews anymore because I ran out of space.
That's so weird because all printers always work and are great. So it's so strange to hear about somebody having problems with a printer.
And their print juice is so cheap.
Yeah.
So cheap to get the print juice.
McDonald's doesn't exist. Hey, should we go to the money zone? I mean, in our world, money doesn't
We're going to need some more clamshells and shiny stones to pay for things.
Yeah, clamshells and shiny stones.
Let's go to the bartering post.
I would like you boys to imagine a box, and this box glows, and you can put different pictures in this box, and then other people can go to these pictures, and using some kind of controller, they can access these pictures and actually do things with them. Okay. I've just now invented this, and I'm calling it a website.
Okay.
Now imagine you want to make your own website. Right?
I mean, I just learned that this thing existed. Can you give me time to process this concept before I jump into it?
Time to collect the spiders? Like,
no. What I'm thinking is they're all connected to each other like a big web, but there are no spiders in this scenario.
Where's the fucking web come from, genius?
You are the spider.
Oh, I hate it.
So I'm Spider-Man?
You're Spider-Man.
That's a good idea. Oh,
ooh.
Somebody write that down. Spider-Man.
We'll circle back to that. But so all of these websites are connected, and I know what you're thinking. It's got to be hard to make my own. No. I'm going to partner. You know that brick and mortar store down the street that, they make just pictures and they tell you to poke them a bunch? I think, and it's called Squarespace because that's the shape of the store. It's just a square space. I'm going to talk with them about taking their pictures and putting them in these websites. And I think they'll be able to provide award-winning 24/7 customer support. There's never going to be anything to install, patch, or upgrade, and I don't know what that means, but they already have award-winning templates when they won all those pictures awards, and they have that one platform that you stand on that's an all-in-one platform. And I think it's going to offer a unique domain experience. That's what we're going to call the name you call your website. It's fully transparent, easy to set up. And so I'm going to talk with them about making a deal that's a free trial and 10% off your first purchase by visiting squarespace.com. And .com is going to be
what's .com?
What you need. Well, so I'm calling the box a com box.
Oh,
okay.
Because you communicate to each other with it. So squarespace.com/mybrother. So once we get that up and running, free trial, 10% off your first purchase, squarespace.com/mybrother.
This electric web sounds like a really efficient way to send and receive pornography.
Exactly. You won't have to go and buy it at the corner store anymore, at your old mom and pop pornography store.
Where they send them in data globes.
Now, you guys know I love eating rocks.
Yeah.
Any type of rock, sandstone slurry, limestone pie, all kinds of rocks.
Well, you're only sluming.
Yeah, well, imagine a world where agriculture was possible. If the sun shone, this is silly. I'm getting into some Twilight Zone territory, but imagine a world in which the sun shone most of the day and agriculture was possible.
Well, we'd all burn off the face of the earth. Justin.
Yeah, I don't understand if the sun hit us. It doesn't make any sense.
But
although this would be so exciting because I could. How exciting would it be to just eat as many beans as I wanted to, just all day beans
instead of just one bean every 100 years.
Well, in this reality, our skin wouldn't be translucent, and our eyes would not be 18 inches in diameter.
Right. How would we examine our own organs to make sure we're healthy?
Listen, it's just a fantasy, Travis. You don't have to pick everything apart, okay? So in this world, imagine you could just send the vegetables, and I guess there would be creatures that would eat the vegetables that we could kill for fuel, and we could,
and to feel alive,
and horny, and we could put all of those parts and the let's call them vegetables and stuff into a box and send them to people. And that's what this imaginary service that I've just invented called Blue Apron. And it would cost less than $10, which is roughly 30 clamshells per person per meal. And Blue Apron would deliver seasonal recipes. I have no frame of reference for that, along with pre-proportioned ingredients to make delicious home-cooked meals.
Justin, can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
What is blue?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot. there's actually too much lore, so let me just kind of get through the main thing. And there's like a codex you can go and check out on a Combox if you want to. I'm just gonna imagine some foods right now. I'm spitballing here. Garvalax with Sloan Flame. No, that's nothing. Grimbulon with Pumsel juice. No,
is there rocks in all of these though? Because that's what confuses me now.
There's no rocks because we wouldn't need rocks. Basil pesto chicken. That sounds good. That sounds like a real thing.
Yeah.
With summer, vegetable panzanella.
Well, that
sauteed shrimp. Sauteed shrimp and green beans with globe tomatoes, spinach, and orzo pasta. I know I'm inventing that again. There is going to be sort of a novella prelude to this story that'll explain a lot of the concepts. But you can see, if you want to see, I've set up an ARG for this thing. That if you want to check out this fantasy story.
An actual reality game, of course.
An actual reality game. 3 meals for free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/mybrother. And you will love how good to read about it feels and tastes to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron. So don't wait. That's blueapron.com/mybrother.
Rocks not included.
Box not included. Blue Apron is a better way to cook.
I just went to the corner shop and I got myself a comm box and I plugged it into my Vision Cube so I can receive and send messages, and I did grab just a few pornographies from the store also.
But you have to at those prices.
And so here's some messages that have come through. Here's one for Joe, and it's from Emily, who says, "Grab a glass of your finest whiskey. Cheers to our 17-year friendship and the podcast that has kept us in touch for the last 6." Podcast.
This might not be for us.
Remember in 2010 when the McElroys advised you to give your girlfriend half a dog? Glad it ended with a marriage to your beautiful wife, Jenny. Here is to making more memories, MBMBaM or otherwise.
That's terrible advice.
Yeah, I don't know.
Say that.
I don't remember saying that, which is the weird thing. But I guess 2010 was a long time ago. We've all been through a lot since then. So,
and we haven't existed for 17 years. What are they talking about?
Now, that's a weird thing to say. Can you back that up?
No.
Here's another message that I just got in the Vision Cube. Oh, God, it's so hot. I burned all my tentacles real bad on it. But that's what happens when the messages come through. Here's one for Bess, my totally kick-a little sister. Although I read it at first as my totally kick a little sister. I don't want... No. It's from Tori, the bestiest big sister ever, who says... I wanted to get our favorite brothers to send you a non-celebration related greeting. Also to publicly point out that yes, I could have blocked, but when I have no lightsaber training and you went to college, maybe you should not start with a slash to my face. Oh, wait, what happened? I could have blocked, but when I have no lightsaber training and you went to in college, maybe you should not start with a slash to my face. And yes, most still beautiful, even with my roguish cauterized wound. Okay, so it sounds like they were just having a fun lightsaber fight, as you know we all do from time to time. Maybe things got a little bit too real. They weren't using the training sabers, and this can happen. This is such a common thing. I wish people would exercise a little bit more caution when they're sparring.
Mugs, shirts, stickers, patches, tanks, and more are yours for the purchasing at MaxFunStore.com. Hey, you already love the podcasts, so why not take this to the next level and outfit your home and bod with our merch? MaxFunStore.com, because if you have to wear a shirt, it should be one of ours.
Recently, I have been smoking pot with my dad.
Totally normal.
Nice. We shared some kick-ass times together, but I became too greedy. I would sneak out to enjoy a joint every couple of days, but he started to notice. Now he smokes alone.
Oh, man.
And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon.
That's a beautiful song, Travis.
I know, I just made it up.
Yeah, you should make up the rest of it.
Little boy blue and the man in the moon.
Holy
now, I don't know what a
shit.
moon is.
Yeah. Or what blue and
When you coming home, Dad, I'm Spider-Man. I'm just trying to work him in.
Yeah, it's good.
Kind of a transmedia character.
I love to eat non-rock food.
This is getting very Dark Side of the Moon. There's a lot of fantasy elements.
Now, what's the moon, and why does it have a bright side, dark side? I don't understand.
How does Dylan make it up to their dad?
Well, weed is everywhere.
Yeah.
You can go get weed at the corner store.
Oh, God. Now I'm just sad. This is... I don't understand why this would hurt your daddy's feelings. You just had a couple little sneaky doobers. And as a, like, bonding activity, that's the only way I could read it is like, doobers are our thing. You can't do doobers by yourself.
Maybe, Dane. Maybe Pops has been buying all the doobers.
Oh, no.
And this is like, we'll doober together, but I don't want you doobering by yourself. We'll doober together because I'm a responsible dad. And then you got greedy and you snuck some doobers and was like, now you're grounded from doobers.
Yeah, if you blaze it once with your dad, I think that would put a lot of this behind you.
Yeah, because when I doob up, like, the last thing I want to do is hold any grudges. I just want to, like, bliss out and listen to Greg Matthews Band.
You just need some social lubricant that's going to smooth everything over.
I mean, you could... There's so many ways to make things up to a dad, isn't there? Like making a sweet post on Facebook with like a picture of the two of you.
Now?
And like posting a sweet picture on your front of your house.
Thank you.
Of the two of you, just like, I love this dad. And then people will come by and see it, and I think he'd really appreciate that.
Maybe get him a nice squall art card that says like, #1 dad, best to do with 24/7, 420 blaze it. Nice.
What if he's one of those grudge dads, though, where you buy a big bag of pot for you to share, you're halfway through, just ripping through it, and he blows it just takes a huge rip, and he's like, this changes nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, great. Now, this is just perfect. I haven't fixed anything, and all my good pot is gone.
Maybe one free back rub.
Back rub coupons, very smart.
I wish I had more here. I don't know what to say, because the longer
Maybe just apologize.
Apologizing's good.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. I don't know why we didn't think about that first, because everybody always says so directly how they're feeling. You know what I mean?
Hey, Dad, I'm sorry I snuck doobers when doobers are supposed to be our thing. You know, I'm impulsive. And I'm so sorry. Let's doober together.
What if you got a new thing with your dad and you started doing huge lines of coke?
No, stop.
It's no longer the thing you do with your dad. The thing you do with your dad is coke.
Or like most dangerous game.
Okay, you hunt people for sport? That's your thing with your dad?
Yeah, with your dad.
Just dad stuff.
I think
just dad stuff.
You laugh, but we already do that with fish. So,
but to be fair, in many ways, fish are the least dangerous game.
Not piranhas. Hey, you could you get a couple tickets, get a couple hot dogs, take them to a game of our rock dogs, and then you take them to our national pastime Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. Hey, I've got a Yahoo here. It's sent in by Seth Carlson, the delivery man. Thank you, Seth. It's Yahoo Answers user Robbie Rayful, who says, on IMDb, why was Kevin James's height changed from 5'8" to 5'9.5"?
He got taller.
Yeah. Yeah, that gross.
I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, I'm confused by this because obviously Kevin James is 6'11".
Yeah, the premier rock ball player.
Yeah.
Let's just pretend, though, just for laugh, that this is all legit.
Yeah,
it's kind of alternate history.
What?
James.
Give me percentage odds that this was Kevin who stepped in and said, I can fix this. Let me fix this. I got to boost this. People are fucking telling tales out of school about my size. and I'm the only one who can do something about this. I'm 5'9" and 1/2 of 1 inch.
We all know that Kevin James is the most powerful man on our dark planet.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that if he wanted to, he could just change how much an inch is. You know what I mean? So he's like, now it's 1.1 inches, or like 0.8 inches, whatever the math works out to. I don't know. I didn't go to math school. And then suddenly he is taller.
Just because of how an inch works.
Yeah.
This is nice. I think this would be neat if Kevin would do this for all of us, because then we'd all be just a little bit taller.
That's true. If I convince a bunch of rich people who had presumably seen Paul Blart Mall Cop 1 to make Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, I would probably stand a little taller myself.
And 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and Hitch 1 through 15.
And Paul Blart Mall Cop Nights and Paul Blart Mall Cop Origins and the
Blart
series.
the Furious
and the Blart Files with his daughter
and
all of them.
And Here Comes the Boom and There Went the Boom, the sequel that I love so much.
Has anyone seen the Boom?
I got the Boom was the new one.
Which way did the Boom go?
The new Boom Kid, which was about his daughter from Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 getting into MMA, which is weird.
The death of the Boom, which was many thought the end of the series, but then the Boom comes again, which in many ways I thought was even better than the original.
And Boom for 2, where he cloned himself. I thought that one was a new high point. Guy Ritchie really outdid himself. Here's another question. I'm in high school, and a lot of kids at my school don't lock their lockers when they leave to go to class. There hasn't been an issue before, but recently someone's been going through people's lockers and stealing an item or two. This happened to me, and I just had to go to the school office to check the lost and found. I asked if they had seen an iPod, to which, as if on cue, my school principal came around the corner very dramatically and handed it to me and said, "Next time, lock your locker."
Oh my God.
Excuse me? What? From the clues I could gather, I think the principal was trying to teach the kids a lesson. How do I tell him that he's making an issue that isn't there? Is it okay for him to do so? Nora from Victoria, that's wild.
That's a criminal crime, maybe? Hey, do principals have immunity? Can they just steal and steal and steal? And it's like, it's cool, I'm the president of school? Like, I don't think that's how it works at all.
Okay, no, that's definitely bonkers. But I have to, and call me old, but it's also weird to me that, like, you're keeping things, like, if I just had books in my locker, I don't think I'd worry about it. But if you're keeping, like, electronics and personal stuff in your locker, why aren't you locking it?
Yeah, you know what? I went to high school in, like, the early 2000s. I locked my locker then. And are you under the impression that things have gotten better, everybody? Are we, like, under the impression that, like, it's way better to leave your locker unlocked now?
Let's stop.
Unlock now.
Let's stop shitting, because obviously this is some sort of utopian society where theft doesn't exist. And so this principal is trying to introduce the concept of theft to this society. It's wild to me.
That's so... The next time, and he just steals, and he opens it and he steals.
He's like a reverse Robin Hood.
Do you think he dresses like a teen? This would be my big question, is if he's going to go in for this, is he going to, like, put on, Justin, remind yourself later, go find out what teens wear and then edit it into your file before you send it to Griffin. And he's wearing, and then he's trying to hide his identity. So the kids are like, I don't know, I saw a really normal looking teenager open the locker and run away with your iPod, and he definitely wasn't the principal.
All I know is, like, how is there not one, like, bully who's just like, all right, cool, and just, like, walks the halls just like pop, 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 pop. Like, how statistically is there not just one kid who's like, cool, you got it?
There is, and they call him Mr. Jeremiah, the principal of the school. Because it's
listen, all bullies have to grow up and go somewhere.
He did not track this question asker down. He did not track Nora down and say, hey, got your iPod. He is just hoarding this stuff until they notice it's gone. There is no way he is going to return all these items to their proper owners. Not going to happen. And although it would be a pretty amazing end of your assembly, or if he was like, all right, Victoria, pull back the curtain. And she opens the curtain, like, look, this is it's the greatest crime of the century.
You open a closet in Mr. Jeremiah's office, and just a wave of fidget spinners comes pouring out. Why do you leave your iPod in your...
Just sitting on a throne of Pokemon cards.
Why do you leave your iPod in your locker? I want to know. It's to listen to the good... It's a portable entertainment device.
Do you not have backpacks? How is your iPod the thing that's weighing you down? Like, I just can't stand to have this 6 ounces in here. I can't remember high school. You guys, I can't. I honestly just had the thought, did I have a backpack in high school? And did I carry it to classrooms, or did I put it in my locker? Where did my lunch go?
I don't remember in high school. I do remember in middle school because I had a The Whiz. You guys remember The Whiz?
Yeah, I had a leather messenger bag because I've had so many friends.
The weirdest thing about the fact that I had The Whiz is that I don't anymore. So that means there was a period at which I was like, this backpack is a locker and I don't need it. I cannot imagine that happening in my day-to-day
I'm sorry.
life.
I must have been confused because you kept saying The Whiz, and I thought you meant the musical.
No, I just Googled what a The Whiz was, and that's a good backpack, Juice. It looks very spacious and rectangular.
It was a rectangular backpack that had a built-in shelf and was basically a portable locker that you carried on your back. Like,
shit.
Yeah, I know. It was the Whiz Locker backpack, and I had one of those, and I don't anymore, and that's very strange to me.
I'm looking at the Whiz on my Cube right now, my comm box, and this one just is pitch black, and across one of the surfaces, it just says Batman on it. Which
good.
is
Write that down.
Very cool. Would love one of these. Now I'm looking at one that has Wiz Khalifa on it, and that's just funny.
That is funny.
That's pretty good.
Do you think this is a real grab bag situation for everybody who goes to the principal and is like, I lost my keys to a Hyundai Sonata? And he's like, all right, here it is. And like, tight. I got a Hyundai Sonata now.
That would be a really epic rewards program if it's like, oh, you got straight A's?
Here's
you
a
can
Hyundai.
come into my theft closet and choose any one thing.
This is how they inspire students to sell candy bars.
Mm-hmm. Sell the most candy bars, and you can have his shoes.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us, folks. Thank you so much for enjoying our program today. Presumably you enjoyed it. I hope you made it this far. You're enjoying it. If you're not enjoying it, just
everyone has
listen to
always
else.
loved our show. We've never done a bad one.
We've never done a bad show.
That's a great point, Travis. I hope everyone made the most of the sun time. I know I got out there and got a base tan for 50 years from now when it happens again. I'm pretty excited about.
Yeah.
Thank you to John Roderick and the Short Winners for the use of our theme song. It's a departure off the album Putting the Days to Sleep, and it's a good song, and I hope you enjoyed it at the beginning and end of our program.
We also want to say thank you to minimumfun.org for all their shows are bad and you shouldn't listen to them.
Now it's like kind of getting a little bizarro.
Yeah, I think that's hard to parse that one.
Fuck. I just fucking realized because I was locked in the closet by those awful children that I didn't have time to charge my calculator. And now my calculator is not, I can't do any math for 50 years. Fuck. Beans, whatever those are.
We're going to be doing some shows in the near future. We October 20th through the 22nd, we're going to be in Atlanta and Nashville. And there are still some seats for those because they're very large venues. And we hope you'll come out and join us for those shows. And then November 18th and 19th, we're going to be in Minneapolis and Milwaukee. Minneapolis is almost sold out. Milwaukee is not anywhere close. So we're not very popular in Milwaukee, but please.
It's because somebody tweeted us it's because the Packers are playing a home game that day. And
it's not my fucking fault.
Well, no, it's Jordan Rogers' beautiful arms' fault, but maybe we can just skip the show and go. Maybe we can take a rain check and just go to the big football game.
Hey everyone,
we do the show at the game.
Oh, it's fun.
There's a chance Aaron Rodgers will be at our show.
Oh, you can't say that.
Well, I mean, there's a chance anything will happen, Griffin.
Okay, but legally, I think like FCC's going to get us.
He could be on a scavenger hunt that day that leads him to our show.
Exactly. Yeah. He could have accidentally skateboarded the wrong way, and instead of skateboarding to the arena, he accidentally skateboarded to our show.
By the way, when I said Packers, I was, of course, referring to the card Packers, the Yu-Gi-Oh team. Thank you.
Exactly. Also, if you are going to be at our upcoming shows in September, be sure to send in questions, whatever any of that jargon means.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Here's a final Yahoo sent in by Seth Carlson, the Delivery Man. Thank you for the new delivery. It's Yahoo Answers user Cute Curiosity, who says, "This one's not really funny as much as it is eye-opening." And the website crashed. This is weird. It's the first time the website crashes. It's usually such a good fucking website. If Buzz Lightyear truly believed he was not a toy, then why does he freeze when humans are around? Yeah.
My name is Justin McElroy.
I'm Travis McElroy.
I'm Uncle Dane. Keep it silly, y'all.
This has been My Brother and Me. Kiss your dad square on the cheek.
MaximumFun.org.
Comedy and culture.
Artist owned.
Listener supported.
Hi, I'm comedian Emily Heller.
And I'm cartoonist Lisa Hannawalt.
And we're the hosts of Baby Geniuses.
Do you want to learn weird new facts?
Do you like hearing successful, creative women talk about their poop?
Do you want the scoop on Martha Stewart's pony?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, our show is for you.
We interview people like Paul F. Tompkins,
Kristen Shaw,
Michael Che,
and more. So check us out on Maximum Fun.
And let us mess up your brain.
Yes, please.
Baby geniuses, we know everything. Baby geniuses, tell us something we don't know.